Hello creatives, welcome to Artist Star. My name is Beth and I am at the gallery today for the Zodiac series. This reading is for Scorpio, whose major arcana card is the Death card. This is the Artist card, here to represent you as the open vessel, ready to receive whatever source can draw from the well of infinite creativity. So Scorpio, this is a new spread for a new year. This is called the Full Moon Gratitude Spread. It is, at the time of this video coming out, will be a couple of days before a full moon. So I thought, how better than to usher in 2022 with a full moon gratitude spread. And with gratitude, right? So here we are. And so the way this one works is this first row here with the archetype cards. This is in what area of life is my fullest creative vibration at this time. And here in the second row, how best can I begin to tap this energy? That's with the Creativity Oracle. And then here with the Soul's Journey, this is all about what would help to acknowledge and release at this time. Then we're going to follow up with a new deck for me, new year, new deck that I'm loving. It's called the Muse. And then again with the cards of truth and the Lenormand cards. So let's get started and see in what area of life is your fullest creative vibration at this time. You got the God card. Wow, this is big. Wow. So, light attributes, benevolence, compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. The shadow attributes, despotism, and cruelty, using power to control people. Or disposium. Okay. Despotism or despotism? Anyways, it's not a good thing, is it? So, yeah, sorry for my butchering that, but it basically just means to try and wield your control over people. So let's not do that. If I can't pronounce it, that's a good thing. All right, so it's the God card that we are going to be looking at for you today as far as where your fullest creative vibration is. This is really a beautiful place to be. Clearly, you are a very spiritual being. So, yeah, let's move on to see what we have for the Muse card and see what we can add to this. So you got the Page of Emotions. This is a card about being lighthearted, joyous, having those synchronicities happen for you around your creativity. There's a playfulness about this card, and it's fresh and it rejoices. There's also a bit of a mystical and poetic energy here, youthful and very imaginative. You can see how it is really beautifully showing all that creativeness in her chakras here. Very, very nice. And the dress is like an octopus. Very smart. Okay, so there we have that and the godlike attributes. So, very lighthearted about who you are and very accepting of it, embracing it even, happy in your spiritualness. This is very interesting because it's the God card is also a positive aspect of being that compassionate, benevolent self that just loves to share and recognize and just have that deeper seeing, if you will, around the people that you come in contact with. So, very light-hearted person. And for the cards of truth, we get the 9 of Diamonds. This is a very good card to get here too. This is really telling a beautiful story about who you are. This 9 of Diamonds is still in the same lightheartedness. It is represents the Fool card in the cards of truth. So it's that joyful, lighthearted, young energy that isn't afraid to step off into the unknown. You are really at that point where you have fully accepted who you are and are happy in knowing your knowingness. The 9 of Diamonds is also the abundance card. It is the one where you give to receive, so there you are in that as well. Very being able to see the beauty in all the wabi-sabiness of life, the good, the bad, the ugly, but you see where it all has a place. Sometimes the ugly is there to make you appreciate what you have as beauty. So you are very, very clear about that, and it's an incredible lightness of being that you have here about who you are and where you want to go. Okay, so let's see what the Lenormand card has. You got the Mountain card. So this talks about it being an obstacle, that it is hard to get there from here, that when you're confronted with a mountain, you have a lot of work to do to get over it. So it takes courage and persistence, and you'll need every bit of that in order to really shine your light. Just like this heart card, it's you shining your inner light. I love the 9s because they are K2 energy, and that is something that you've brought with you from a past life. So clearly you have been this light-hearted being, this closeness with God for one or more lives in the past. And it is an opportunity, obviously, to connect your ego and soul over realizing that partnership between giving and receiving is crucial. It is grounded with the diamond suit, manifesting, grounded manifesting. Really beautiful card for you to have here. It's like you have come into your own, and it is time to see how you can give in order to receive. This is what Source deems is fair value of your manifesting. So it's time to let go and let Source. It really is this lovely release from yourself and your self-made, preconceived matrix. So you're very clear about who you are, where you're going, and what you're here to do in life. You are this very grounded yet light-hearted being. Wow. Scorpio, for such a intense card, this is pretty cool. You are all about letting go of preconceived ideas. That is the work that you are here to do. Let it go for figuring out something better for you. So, interesting spread. Well, let's move on to the second row here and see how best you can tap into this energy so that you can use it in your creativity. generosity, just like that 9 of diamonds, give to receive. But I guess that works both ways, doesn't it? You can afford to be generous with the gift of your time and attention, something that you are so there with. Beautiful card here. So I'm going to put this card face down so that you can look at this and really get a sense of the beauty in this and how you might relate to it, because the generosity is how to be generous with other people, organizations that are supportive of your creativity. That's important here, because you don't want to worry about the money part of it. If you can afford it, then you should invest in it. If you can't, then of course it is very important to budget. But this card can also mean that you should or consider sharing whatever resources that you can with other people, because the more generous you can be, the more that will return to you in unexpected ways. That's the beauty of it. So it's like paying forward, and then when something happens for you, it is totally unexpected and a totally beautiful, beautiful experience for you. So yeah, it will be the thing that tips your creativity and your own work significantly in the direction that it's meant to go. Very, very lovely. So let's see what you got for the Muse card, the 3 of materials. So this again is about sharing and being there for other people. It's about having this collaboration, if you will, with friends or your community. It's something that it's going to take more than one person to do, and it'll be that really sharing, again, being generous with other people who are being generous with you. Now, of course, it's important to have that happen with the right people, so do keep that in mind, that you want to be doing this with trusted peeps. So yeah, this is very nice, or at least understand the exchange, right? So it can be an exchange with a stranger, but you still need to take care of yourself through that, being cautious and careful, and don't want to be generous to a fault, but you can be generous in a right fashion. So do consider that when it's time. Although I suspect that you know, being such of the connection that you have with Spirit, you can clearly see that you just have this grounded knowing. The diamonds are just so connected psychically and spiritually and just so intuitive. And the 9, and it's like you've brought this with you. It is ingrained. It is so available to you that you might be taking it for granted, but I don't think so. I think it's been a hard road to get there from here, and you have done everything that you needed to do in the best way possible. Okay, so let's see what the cards of truth have for you here. The 9 of Spades. This is called the Yogi card. Being very spiritual, being so there with all of your remedies and cures, knowing exactly how to take care of yourself for your best spiritual liberation, if you will. And yeah, it's rising to the occasion of a mental or physical challenge and being able to sort it through and seeing that it is the opportunity to connect with the divine on a high spiritual vibration through that seeing and understanding that you still need to have that accepting of a preconceived notion or thought, something around your physical and mental health. But if you can come to a conclusion around that preconceived situation, you will be where you need to be for a higher manifestation. Like I said, it's the Yogi card. So that with the God card and this very psychic 9 here with the diamonds, all of this that you've brought with you from a past life. We're talking Fool energy here and Hermit energy here. Just so deep with this spirituality. It's a beautiful spread to look at. Very, very nice. All right, let's see what the Lenormand card has. Feminine energy that brings a beautiful connotation to the entire spread. So it's just saying that it's good. And that if the reading goes well, you'll be able to get that message that you need. She's here to help me get it out and help you to hear what you need to hear within it. So thank you, Spirit, Daimon, your creative muse, all of our spiritual helpers for giving and having the ability to channel and being able to see what it is that is your message here. So hopefully I do a good job with this, and hopefully you will get the message that's meant for you, because right now there's all of this beautiful energy, this vibration that's so full and lush and just ready to give, but where and how? We see that we want to be generous. We see that you've got all of this lovely connectedness to spirit. So where are you taking this, Scorpio? Where is this all going to go for your craft? Well, let's find out. Maybe this has something to do with what you need to acknowledge and release at this time. So let's take a look at the soul's journey, and we have some grief. So there's some grief to deal with here. We've got that I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Well, again, with the letting go of those preconceived ideas around the 9s. So something that you've brought with you from the past life is something that you need to acknowledge and let go. Just the old way of thinking. It doesn't mean you have to completely change or morph into something completely different. It is just wrapping your brain around it in a different way and having a different way of looking at it. Just finding a new something, a new side of things. So very beautiful. And is there going to be some grief around that to be released? Well, grief is an interesting thing to consider, because this card also talks about how grief, the emotion of grief and the feeling of loss, that of course they're real, but up to a point, because what do you really lose? After something happens, you have the experience of whatever that was. Even if it was a physical separation, there is still that energy that you're left with. It's, it talks about how there's never really an ending, and that we're never ever really going to be abandoned from whatever experience or however a situation has ended. There's always going to be a residue from that, some energy that is very interesting to take and to decipher and to look at and perhaps have it come around in a different way, and to have that, whatever it is that you're left with, and to add that into your toolbox. So let's see what we get for the Muse card. Awakening. Well, this is really apropos, isn't it? Following suit with the whole reading. Wow, you are one spiritual being, so connected, so divinely there. This is so incredibly beautiful. Yeah, you are definitely intuitive, if not psychic. You've got all of that connection going on for sure. And I think you know it. I mean, it clearly wasn't an easy thing to acknowledge and to accept about yourself at some time, or maybe you're dealing with other people that would prefer you not to have what you have, but clearly with your lightheartedness and your generosity, you're okay. You are very secure in who you are and what your path is. So, yeah. All right. Awakening, right? The awakening card is an interesting one because obviously she's awakening. It is to a divine nature. It's about judgment. It's about facing the music and ascension and, well, accepting and forgiving yourself. So if you have any leftover feelings from whatever obstacle it was that you needed to now grieve and let go of, that it's holding you back in some way from experiencing fully this connection. Well, and again with the grief thing and the accepting and forgiving, forgiving is around understanding, seeing it, understanding all sides of where everything had a part, and being able to let go of what you need to let go of, whether that's anger or grief or whatever it is. And I know for myself, when I get in those predicaments of thought that is not the most positive way to be thinking around something, you know how you figure it out eventually, that when you are feeling down or feeling alone or feeling disconnected or misunderstood or whatever it is that is not the highest vibration of a feeling, for me, it is random acts of kindness. You know, you just go, you do something nice for somebody, hold the door open, whatever it is. Say something nice, a compliment, whatever you can do. You see the opportunity. And just being in that lookout mode to see what you can do to benefit someone else, right? And you do it and you immediately feel better. You let someone take your place in line ahead of you. You pay for a meal for someone, or you do what you can, and it really lightens your day. It changes the perspective, and you know, it just helps. So maybe some of that and all of this thing around awakening and You clearly know how to do that. Maybe you only needed a reminder of how you might tweak how you do it. So let's see what you get here for the cards of truth. Okay, so it's the reversed 8 of spades. So when it's in the upright position, it's the chariot energy, and as I like to say, that's the rodeo card. It's fast and furious. So in the reverse, it is a stuck position. And here it is literally being divinely blocked, right? You divinely, because of it being of a spiritual connotation around the spades suit with physical and mental remedies and cures. Ordinarily, it would be about having that self-validation, like the yogi card, but just very stable, very grounded, very self-reliant and self-validated in that spiritual nature. But because it's in reverse, you're not quite there at this time. So clearly, somewhere, and the only place that I can see where is this mountain, and what you had to do to get over this obstacle of change. It is change to succeed. It's courage and persistence. So it says, I'm going to read it to you because I think it's that important. Confront the mountain as you would a fierce foe. To avoid your defeat, strike hard the first blow. This clear obstacle is a chance to succeed. Courage and persistence are all you will need. So there's something big standing in your way. So, and it's causing you grief. It's wanting your spirit helpers, your muse, your creative muse, your daimon wants you to understand this obstacle for the better and to get on the right track with it, talking about doing that through generosity and your peeps and the people that you know and care about and who appreciate you for who you are. Being careful around that and understanding exactly this lightness of being is really who you are meant to be. Well, let's see this last card. It's the Birch Rod. So this is all about knowing what to sweep out. Sweep away what you don't need, what needs to be let go of so that you can get where you need to go. Wow, what an abundance of energy here. Once you figure out this obstacle and how to grieve it and let it go, this is all going to open up for you. Has something to do with the communication around the people in your community and how to be generous within that. A spiritual community, I would say, as well. All right. Well, let's move on to see what the final cards are and what else Source would share with you. So you got communication is key. And of course that would be communication with yourself, with other people. Honesty is a big thing with this card. It is a new start. It is a new way to communicate. It is new moon energy, Gemini energy, which is looking at things from two different sides, knowing the yin, the yang, and all of that business with it. And yeah, being able to, like a duality of forces. So yeah, a new start coming, a time to wipe the slate clean and to begin all over again. Pretty nice. You'll get this. And then we have the Truth card. See your light, know your power, and have the courage to walk your truth. So that makes me think that there is some obstacle standing in your way of tapping into this incredibly beautiful, intuitive, psychic self. Yeah. We all have those stumbling blocks on our way to tell our own truth, but this is who you are. Just know to do it with generosity and kindness and to be yourself, right? Your truth, who you are. And if this doesn't understand who that is, then maybe they will with time. But you can do it with kindness and empathy and whatever you need to take those steps to be who you are. Clearly, this very beautiful lightness of being that is somehow being held back by someone, some situation, something that you need to let go of. Maybe not completely, but to just share who you are and let life unfold the way it's meant to unfold for you to get there from here. Oh my goodness, Scorpio, what a beautiful reading for you. Really, really lovely. Best of luck to you. And yes, thank you for watching. And as always, happy creating.